Hey, good morning, man. So I'm up here early, about to head out to a Harley dealer, get my bike serviced up so I can hit this road. It's summertime, it's time to put some miles down, time to do what I gotta do. But the one thing that's a concern to me is a lot of people think because you're on a motorcycle that, oh, you spend less on gas. That's not the case. These Harleys, depending on what you've done to your engine, man, they can get equal gas mileage at best with mini cars, or far worse. So once you start building your engine up, you can hang up the gas mileage, right? So it's crazy. I just did a run on Sunday where I stopped to get gas and I paid $7.05 to top my tank off, man. That's insane. So I don't know what we're doing this summer, man. So it's gonna be crazy. There's a lot of runs coming up. There's a lot of events happening. I'm wondering if people are gonna be like, yo, I just can't afford to do it. If you think about it now, the last time I filled my tank up, it was like 35, 36 bucks to fill the tank up. That was before the $7 gas. That was just a top off. So let's say the 6-gallon tank, you're putting $7 a gallon. You usually get about 5.5 gallons in when you fill up. So you're looking at 35, 38 bucks, somewhere around in that range to fill your tank up. Then you get to the event. The event wants 20 bucks to get in, or 25 bucks to get in. And then, you're going to do what you're going to do there, spend what you're going to spend. Man, this starts to be expensive. It used to be a cheap proposition. You go down to the gas station, throw 10, 15 bucks in the tank, roll out to the event, pay 10, 15 bucks at the event, and everything was good, man. You're in and out 30 bucks, 40 bucks max. You're back at the pad. You had a good time. Now, that's not the case. Now, you're looking at, 60, 70 bucks just to do, have a decent time, help out, support, do what you got to do with some of this, some of what's going down. So I'm wondering how popular many of these events are going to be this summer, seeing as how gas prices are just ridiculous. And a lot of the events themselves have gone up in price. Food has gone up. So when you go to these events, they include food. They're going to, pad that a little bit. So everything is costing more. Hopefully, we're coming out of the COVID. So people have been down for that. And now you got everything costing so much. So is this going to affect us again? Is this going to be like COVID and start to keep people away from getting out there? I don't know. But I tell you, I'm looking at it. I got some things planned for myself for the summer, and I've already counted up the cost. It ain't good. It ain't good. There's an app, if anybody's interested. There's an app called Gas Buddy. Gas Buddy, you can plan your trip, and it can tell you how much it's going to cost you gas-wise. You put in your information, and it can tell you how much you're going to spend on gas getting to that location you're heading to. So I did that for some trips I'm planning for the summer. Man, I've committed to them, so I'm going to do them. But trust me, you're going to be like, wow, all right. And Gas Buddy tries to find you the cheapest gas. So it is what it is. All right, guys, let me get out of here. I got to go get my bike serviced. And I'll connect back with you later because I have some things I want to talk about. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in the MC world. A lot of stuff going on just in general. And I'd like to talk about it, maybe get some of your feedback. All right. See you in a bit.
Thank you.
Alright, so I'm loaded up on my snacks and my drinks. I got my Diet Dr. Pepper and my Coke Zero, my Slim Jim. So I have a little something to drink and munch on while I'm waiting on my bike. We the misfits that is spit where something like with them Indians with little spot to smoke. It's more the music and more amusement. Knew that before we get filmed it, you need to play used it. We're at the 50,000 mark. So 50K service involves getting your forks done. Fortunately for me, I've already done my forks. I switched over to old name fork cartridges. So I got new seals, I got new cartridges, so I don't have to worry about that right now. All I gotta do is the basic service, the 3 oils, 3 hole changes, and all the other stuff that comes with that. So I just don't want to be stranded on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. And worst case scenario, no cell phone. Get him to call AAA, just sitting there praying for mercies of those people passing by, that somebody will help you out and get you going and make it to your destination. So these are some of the concerns that have been running through my head because I've never done a cross-country trip by myself. This is a big deal. At least not on bike. I've driven cross-country by myself. I want to do this trip, and all you got is yourself out there. And so, that's been a concern. I'm definitely not afraid, just concerned that nothing went wrong. He wants to be sitting on the side of the road. So just making sure the bike is up ready to roll. I take care of my bike for the most part. I might go a little longer. Oil changes every now and then. I'm not hitting it right at the 5,000. up here for that purpose. And I already know after this trip, I'm gonna have to bring it right back because I'm about to do, looking at close to 6,000 miles round trip. So I know I'm gonna have to bring it back up in here for 60K before long. And I just want to make sure everything is right. I'm looking forward to the trip. Riding for me is like meditation, relaxation. Helps take my mind off of a lot of things. Focus on the things that really matter. I'm going to be confronted with one of the things I hate, which is the gas price. This is how it is. I'm estimating this trip cost me about $1,000 in gas. Hotels, food, whatever else you get into while you're out there. It's not a cheap trip. Never doubted that the law was doing it. It's not the only trip I have planned for this platform. Never using mask on. Evolution is that strong. The illusion is passed on. With the youth is I'm back about my budget. Any hater regard to get mashed on. Let me go ahead and turn my sweetheart over to trusted mechanics of Santa Clarita Harley Davidson. I'll be back with y'all guys in a second. Sitting out here, get my bike serviced at Santa Clarita Harley. We got our little smoke spot that we always use when we come over here. Sometimes we come over here and just hang out and smoke. The owner of this place, Robert Patrick, you guys know him as the actor from Sons of Anarchy, most famously from the Terminator series. He was I believe it was the T-1000, the liquid Terminator from back in the day. He's a cool dude, real cool dude. Actually a club guy, rides with the Booze Fighters. But he owns this dealership and he's a cigar guy. And so sometimes we smoke with him. Sometimes we just get together and smoke ourselves while we're getting service, or just come and hang out, check out their latest bikes that they got in, and just kind of kick back. But I'm here, I'm getting my bike serviced, and so I'm thinking, hey, there's some things I guess I want to talk about. In my club, you got to prospect to get in. Prospecting is that process that a potential club member goes through in order to become a patched member of your motorcycle club. Motorcycle ministries do it. I'm not sure about riding clubs. I've heard of riding clubs doing it. But it's just a process you go through where you have to meet certain requirements within that organization in order to earn the patch. Now, not all clubs and organizations do this. Some, you can just purchase your patch. You can pay whatever the fee is and you get the patch and you're a member. I've seen that a lot, actually. And then we have clubs who have, each club has its own list of requirements in order to become a patch member. So you go through the hang around phase, then you are invited to prospect, and once you prospect, then you're patched up, right? Prospecting is supposed to be a process whereby you demonstrate loyalty to the club. You're supposed to earn your right. In a traditional MC, 3-patch MC, you earn your right to wear that club's patch. And doing so, hey, there goes my sweetheart right there. In doing so, you establish yourself within the club. Now, like I said, some clubs have different requirements. Some have a 30-day prospecting period, and then you get your patch. You basically, do whatever you have to do for 30 days, whether it's attending parties, events, meetings for 30 days. Some have it 90 days. I've heard of 6 months, a year. Some have indefinite periods. One of the most prominent YouTubers out there, Black Dragon, speaks about his 5-year prospecting period. You know, that's a long time, man. So if a guy makes it 5 years prospecting, I'm sure in that club, not everybody has to prospect 5 years. I think he mentioned that he was kind of a knucklehead, so it took him a while. But after 5 years, you've demonstrated an exceptional level of dedication and loyalty, even if you stumbled along that 5-year journey. You know, the fact that you hung in that long says something. And so in other clubs, you know, maybe it's not that long, but you got to prove yourself. So you're doing things to earn the right to wear the patch. And nowadays I'm seeing more and more people, you know, instead of prospecting for a club and earning the right to wear the colors, they'll just start another club. So you got all these clubs popping up all over the place of people who never prospected, and then they start prospecting people. And it's like, well, how are you prospecting someone when you didn't prospect, or you didn't want to prospect, but now you're making other people be your prospect? You know, you got them out washing bikes and doing whatever, but you never did it yourself. So with them prospecting, at least in my club, you're not going to ask a guy to do something you yourself haven't done or are unwilling to do. And it should be that way. You should be able to do the things that you're asking someone else to do as a prospect. And sometimes, even though you may be willing to do them and other members of your club have been willing to do these things, you get prospects who aren't there. They're not mentally there to be able to humble themselves and to accept another man telling them what to do. And so you have a lot of guys, they don't make it because they can't tolerate or stumble or stomach another man telling them what to do. Right? And they end up quitting. They give up. They don't want to do it because they don't want to be told what to do. And then when they falter, there's discipline. You know, in a traditional MC, a guy messes up as a prospect. There's various forms of discipline that can go from anything from a physical discipline, a beat down, all the way down to a fine, or they can extend your time as a prospect. Whatever it is, there's discipline. And you have to be able to humble yourself to accept that. And while you're doing all of this, you're also building discipline within yourself, right? So when you stumble and you get correction, you're supposed to take that correction and apply it to your life as a prospect, so that you're not continually being disciplined. You're not getting in trouble over and over again. You're not having to be on the edge of having your cut pulled and being told to kick rocks down the road. So, and that's another thing, right? Are people disciplined enough to apply whatever is supposed to be to their life and make the changes they need to make to be successful as a prospect? A lot of guys nowadays aren't. And my club, prospects come and go for various reasons. Me, myself, as a P, I don't necessarily have to kick somebody out. You know, I just give them an option. I'd say, this is what you got to do. This is what you're expected to do. This is what the bylaws state. You were informed up front. And sometimes they have a change of heart. They thought they could do it. They thought they could deal with it, but then they can't. You know, some come in talking a real good game. I had a prospect that came in one time talking a real good game. You know, complaining about all these other things that they've seen on the MC set, you know, in the world, MC world. But then when you say, okay, well, this is how it is, and you put it to them, all that rah-rah goes out the window. And you find out that this person was just selling some wolf tickets. They were talking a good game, but they weren't really about that life. We need people with heart. If you're going to prospect, you got to have heart.